Hey guys, it's Jen. Welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another grocery haul video and meal plan. So if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm a full-time working mom and I have two kids who are 10 and 7. And so these videos, usually I just like to show you what I pick up at the grocery store and what I'm making my family for dinner for the work week. So this week my husband is actually out of town, so I feel like our dinner plans are a little bit looser, but there are still some things that I'm going to cook this week. Today I'm actually at Walmart right now. Sorry about the lighting. I just did Walmart grocery pickup. I spent about $115. So when I get home, I will show you what I got. And today is our first snow of the season, even though it is before Halloween. And so it snowed like almost 2 inches last night, which is crazy. So I'll kind of show you that when I get home too. Look at the snow. All the leaves haven't even fallen off the trees yet. All right, so I'm back home. I just wanted to show you what it's looking like outside here. It'll be interesting to see if this melts today, but I'm not gonna step out here, but you can see like on our table on our deck, there's a good 2-3 inches of snow there. It's very pretty. It's just sort of unexpected in October anyway, but I actually put my herbs inside last night because I knew it was gonna snow, and I probably need to just like trim these down and retire them for the winter, but maybe I could keep them inside and still grow them. I don't know. Like this thyme plant is massive. I don't have very much mint. I have a few chives. I have some rosemary. I have a good amount of parsley I could use, but anyway, if you have thoughts about that, let me know. Okay, I'll show you my groceries now. All right, here's a look at everything that I got. Not a huge haul this week, but I'm trying to use up some of the things that are in my refrigerator and pantry. So we'll start over here with the produce. I did get a head of iceberg lettuce. I have 2 heads of, or hearts of romaine in the refrigerator. I've actually been waiting to cut my romaine up until I'm almost ready to use it, just to keep it intact and keep it from going bad. But I've also been liking the throwback of like crispy iceberg lettuce for salads too, and it's good on sandwiches, so I grabbed a head of that. I needed some radishes for a salad, and I wasn't sure exactly what I was buying, but it looks like I bought the already washed ones, so that's good. I grabbed some broccoli for a side dish, and then also some green beans for a side dish for dinner. Usually I buy frozen green beans, or sometimes I even use canned green beans, but I thought it would be fun to try the fresh ones this week. I grabbed some carrots. Connor really likes to have these with ranch. And then I also want to make some hummus, some roasted red pepper hummus. And so I thought those would be good to have with that. Cucumbers for salads and the hummus recipe also. This was the only substitution that I had this week. So I ordered a large English cucumber, but they substituted it with this, which actually I think works in my favor since this is a larger quantity. There is a fruit salad recipe that I'm going to make for dinner one night this week. And so I needed 3 navel oranges and 2 grapefruits. It's been a long time since I bought a grapefruit, but here we are with that. We'll see how the kids like that. I also got some tomatoes for just to have on hand for salads and sandwiches. I think there's a salad recipe that I'm going to make that calls for tomatoes. And then these are the Great Value brand turkey sticks. So a lot of times when I go to Aldi, I get the Aldi brand ones, which are cheaper and in my opinion just as good, but since I was going to Walmart today, I just went ahead and grabbed these. I got a package of smoked deli ham, the natural choice. I like to keep this in the refrigerator. We can cut it up and add it to eggs or omelets, or a lot of times Connor and Adam will like breakfast sandwiches for breakfast, and they'll just make an English muffin with ham, egg, and cheese, so I grabbed that. I just got a small package of beef bologna just to have on hand. Sometimes we like to have this for sandwiches. My favorite way to have a bologna sandwich is on bread with mayo, cheese, and lettuce. It's delicious. I grabbed a dozen eggs. I think I have a dozen in the refrigerator, but I always like to keep a backup in the garage, just especially now that the holidays and fall are coming. If I ever want to bake, it's nice to have eggs on hand. We're almost out of half and half. And I use this sometimes in cooking, but more so this is what I use in my coffee in the mornings. I don't really care for sweet coffee. So usually I just use half and half. I grabbed some milk, and then I wanted to have an extra flour, all-purpose flour on hand in the pantry just for the baking season coming up. We were completely out of cornstarch. So I like to get this Argo cornstarch mostly because it comes in this plastic container. And it's nice that it can sort of be mess-free, mess-free, and you can keep it in your cupboard and use it up. I also was totally out of cornmeal. I also like to keep this on hand. I'm actually making a corn muffin recipe, which you guys will be seeing in a separate video. But this is nice to have on hand in case you want to make cornbread, or sometimes I've used it to bread fish, or just for different recipes that I've needed it for. I'm trying a different recipe for spaghetti sauce this week. I'm going to do spaghetti and meatballs one night for dinner. So I got 2 cans of tomato sauce and 3 cans of tomato paste. I think the recipe only called for 2 cans of tomato paste, but I just grabbed an extra one to keep in the pantry in case I needed it for any other recipes. The dessert recipe that I had called for cherry pie filling, and I haven't bought cherry pie filling in a long time, I feel like. I just got the Great Value brand. I was gonna buy the name brand, and then I thought, well, this was like $2 cheaper, so I just decided to get that. I got some pineapple chunks and mandarin oranges for that fruit salad recipe. I wanted to mention something. So if you guys aren't familiar with America's Test Kitchen, they have a cooking show on PBS, and they also publish many cookbooks. They have a YouTube channel, so check them out if you're not familiar. But on their website, you can actually sign up to be a recipe tester, and so sometimes I participate in that. One of the recipes that they sent out is for a roasted red pepper hummus. Obviously I can't share it because it's for a recipe test, but that's just something, if you like to cook, you don't really get any compensation for it, but it's just kind of fun. So I needed some roasted red peppers for that recipe, and then a couple recipes, and every so often you know, call for ground white pepper. And I've honestly never kept it on hand because I've always just substituted black pepper. But I was on the grocery pickup app last night, and I was like, oh, I'll just see if Walmart has it. And sure enough, they did. So I went ahead and grabbed a container of this just to keep in the pantry for recipes. One recipe I'm making this week calls for cream cheese. And so I just went ahead and got a 2-pack. This, let's see when this expires. Let's see. Oh, March 2020. So definitely I can keep one of these out in the garage refrigerator. It seems like during the holiday season, I buy much more cream cheese than I do normally just because of baking and everything. So grab that. These are the nacho cheese cups that I normally get for Adam. I like them because they're obviously not the healthiest thing, but they are portion controlled. So if you want to just have, you know, a quick snack, we usually like dip pretzels in them, or you could use tortilla chips as well. And you can actually just put these right in the microwave, which is nice too. Per cup, they are 110 calories, so not terrible. So I grabbed some of those, and then for spaghetti and meatballs, I grabbed 1 box of just the regular Barilla spaghetti. I'm actually doing a sort of a snack food exchange with one of my friends on Instagram that I met through YouTube, and I need to get her box sent out this week, and so I went ahead and grabbed some mac and cheese for her. I don't know if they have this where she's at, but I was like, you know what, I gotta send her some shells and cheese and some Kraft mac and cheese, because I don't know, you know, what parts of the world that's available in. And then Connor's teacher emailed us and said that most of the kids needed new pencils and new crayons. So I got him just these Ticonderoga pencils, the pre-sharpened ones, and a new box of crayons. So I've been doing some vintage cooking recently from one of the vintage cookbooks that I found on eBay. I actually did a video on it, which you guys have already seen. I can link that down below. But a lot of the recipes call for shortening. And I like to buy shortening in these sticks because it's so much easier to measure out for cooking and baking. I had some regular Crisco shortening sticks in the pantry, and I just decided to grab some more of the butter flavored ones. These actually make really good chocolate chip cookies. If you haven't tried making chocolate chip cookies with shortening before, I mean, I make them with butter too, and they're both good. But especially the butter flavor shortening is really good. Not the healthiest, I know, but I got that for baking. The fruit salad recipe called for some coconut flakes, so I grabbed those. And then these are our favorite croutons to have with salad. I've been trying to, as we eat more family style around the table, putting out a bowl of salad every night, along with some dressings, homemade dressings, regular dressings, so the kids can serve what they want. And these are our favorite croutons to have with that. I grabbed the kids some more Capri Sun Roaring Waters. This is the grape flavor, that's their favorite. And then some of these chips are gonna go to my friend in our snack exchange, but some of them will go in the pantry. So I definitely wanted to send her some Doritos because I feel like that's just like quintessentially American. So I just grabbed this classic mix. There's sour cream and onion chips, barbecue chips, crunchy Cheetos, nacho cheese Doritos, Cool Ranch Doritos, and chili cheese Fritos. The kids sometimes will have a Nutella with waffles for breakfast. So I grabbed one pack of the strawberry Eggo waffles. For trick-or-treating this week, I needed a little bit more candy, and I did not realize this bag was going to be so huge. But I got this for trick-or-treaters, so it's Laffy Taffy, bottle caps, sweet tarts, and nerds, because we already had chocolate candy. And then I just grabbed some Baby Ruth as well, although I don't know what's going to happen because it's supposed to snow. Whoa, Murphy. It's supposed to snow on Halloween this year, and so I don't know that we're going to have a great turnout for trick-or-treating, but we will see. I grabbed some dog treats for Murphy. These are just the canine carryouts. They look like little hot dogs. That's so funny. And then I grabbed him some of the, which I already gave him one, some of these smoked pig skin. He really likes those. So that is all that I got this week at the grocery store. Let me show you what I have on the meal plan for this week. All right, so let me show you what is on the menu plan for this week. This will also be typed out in the description box below. So Saturday, we just did mac and cheese and sandwiches and leftovers. Adam was out of town at a football game, and I was working on some freezer meals, and so we kind of just had a hodgepodge of things, the children and I. Sunday, we are doing cider beef. So that is a Rachel Ray recipe that I have been using for over 10 years. It is delicious. I will link the recipe down below, and I also have a recipe video on that I made last year. So we had that with mashed potatoes and carrots and rolls. Monday is the kids' first day of swim practice for this season, and so we're basically just going to do leftovers or sandwiches. I have some tater tot casserole in the refrigerator left over, so we can have that. The kids might want like grilled cheese and soup or a turkey sandwich, or we'll find something to eat. Tuesday, we are going to do spaghetti and meatballs with green beans and a fruit salad. Wednesday, I do have some fish fillets in the freezer that I need to get used up so I can make some more room in there. So we're just going to have fish sandwiches and fries, and then probably some veggies and dip or whatever fruit I have in the refrigerator. I do just like to make the fish fillets in the air fryer. It makes them super crispy. Sorry, I can't talk. The kids eat them on buns. I usually just have mine plain with tartar sauce. Thursday, I have some freezer taco soup that I made this past weekend, so I'm going to heat that up in the crock pot. That day is Halloween, and then we'll have quesadillas on the side of that. And then Friday is always our pizza night or going out. So you can see that we're starting swim this week. That will be a challenge. 2 hours of swim practice every night, working around that for dinner. Yeah, so both my kids are on a swim team, and they're actually in 2 different age groups. So Connor's in like the 8 and under group, Kira's in the 9 and 10-year-olds, and so they have practice at different times. So one has practice for an hour, and then there's a 15-minute break, and the other has practice for an hour. And so it's always a challenge to try and figure out what to have for dinner on those nights. Some of the time I usually just try to make stuff that can be kept warm in the crock pot. That way people can eat whenever they're here, or before practice or after practice or whatever. So I know that's a common theme with a lot of you guys that have school-age kids and extracurricular activities, but they love swim. It's a great sport. And we love participating in the swim meets too, and we'll be doing that going forward on the weekends now throughout the winter season. So that is all I have for you today. If you guys have any questions about any of the recipes I mentioned, those will be linked in the description box below. If there's any other questions that you have, just leave them in the comments and I will answer them down there. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.